and literally the entire mattress was just pee. She took the Wi-Fi router and we had no Wi-Fi. There was just like food just stained on the wall. I was still in Illinois and she took the mattress while I was gone. And so I get off the plane, I go home, and I have no bed. There was a time I walked in and there was a turd sitting on the couch. You guys asked for this. So this has been a long-awaited video on my channel, and as you can see in this screenshot here, that I posted on Twitter a few months ago asking if you guys wanted me to make a video about my psycho college roommate. And it got a 100% vote for yes. So I'm finally here today to make this video for you guys. This all happened a long time ago now, but I felt like it was an appropriate time to tell you guys this crazy story. So here it is, the crazy story of my psycho college roommate. This is about my roommate who I lived with for technically a year and a half. Our lease was 2 years long, and I'm not gonna use her real name. Let's call her Haley. And I lived with her and my other roommate in a 2-bedroom apartment in the College Campanile Apartments by SDSU. This was during my junior and senior year of college. So I had met this girl my sophomore year, and we were all really close friends. The three of us, we were like best friends, and we decided, yeah, let's live together. The two of them, they lived in their own room in a double, and then I had a single bedroom. Side note, she brought her cat, and this cat was technically her emotional support animal, but she never signed the papers, gave it to our apartment leasing manager. There was nothing saying that she could have this cat, yet she still had it, said it was an ESA. Also, side note, before I get any like hateful comments about the cat or anything, I really cared for the cat and I felt really bad for the cat, and so did my other roommate. We were like very concerned about the cat. So we tried to do everything that we could to make sure that the cat was good, even though when it was abandoned. I love animals, so don't come for me because of the cat. And that is all. So within the first year, there was definitely some issues here and there, little flare-ups, if I can say so myself, of things that were just like little issues, but nothing too crazy yet, right? So some of these issues included her not doing her dishes for months at a time, where they would be piled up so high that there was mold on the dishes. There were gnats everywhere. It smelled disgusting. And then also whenever she cooked, she wouldn't clean after herself. So there was actually a time, I don't know how this happened, there was just like food just stained on the wall. I don't know how. And it was just things like that, and then she would eat her food in the living room, would just leave the plates there with the food on the plate for like a week, and it would never get cleaned. And I was like, hello. And then there were also issues too with the cat, with the litter box specifically. The litter box was underneath the sink in our bathroom, and so there would just be litter just on the floor, and so you could not go in the bathroom without wearing shoes because you would have litter like on your feet, and it was disgusting. And there was also issues with her leaving and just leaving the cat, and then the cat would get pissed off and the cat would pee and poop everywhere because her owner left her and no one was taking care of this cat. And so then there was a time I walked in and there was a turd sitting on the couch, and it hadn't been cleaned. And literally, me and my other roommate, we would have to text her and be like, hi, there's cat poop. Can you please clean it up? And it wouldn't be until like forever until she actually did something. There'd be times too she would leave and she wouldn't feed the cat, and so then we had to feed the cat. Just things like that, right? And basically the apartment was like a pigsty. It was disgusting. I did not cook when I lived there. I believe I cooked one meal. I could not cook my own meals. The oven and stove were awful. There was also just no like counter space in that kitchen either, so that's why I also didn't cook. But it was just so disgusting and the dirtiest kitchen I've ever been in my life. And garbage was also always everywhere. The floors were disgusting. I just can't. So those are just like some of the issues we had the first year, right? So going into the second year of living there, we were originally gonna live in a house with some other girls, and that ended up not working because people wanted different things, and it's just hard to find a house in the college area if you don't know people or if you hadn't like lived there before. So that didn't work out, and we just decided to renew our lease and just deal with it, right? Because things hadn't gotten so bad yet that we like didn't want to live with each other anymore. So we decided to renew the lease. I didn't have to move any of my things out, thankfully. So it just like continued on. We didn't have to move out. So that was nice. But this is now the beginning of senior year, and things are like weird. There's like some weird tension. There's like, we're not as close as we all used to be. Like, we're all like in our separate worlds. It's fine. But then beginning of senior year was when sorority recruitment is. So me and my other roommate, we were Rogamas, and we had to leave our apartment for the weekend because they put us in a hotel during recruitment because that's how they do things. So we were put in a hotel for like 5 days. And so during that time, our other roommate, she left San Diego. She went somewhere. I don't know where she went because she didn't want to do recruitment. Yeah. And so she peaced out, and she left the cat there by herself for 5 days, and no one took care of this cat. And so the apartment is empty except for this cat. Side note, she left her door open, the door that they shared a room in, so the cat could freely move around the entire apartment except for my room because I closed the door. So we get back and we go back to classes and life. And so I'm at my internship one day, and I was like at my computer doing my thing, and then the next thing you know, I'm getting a call from my roommate, and she is freaking out. And so I exit the office for a second and I take the call, and I was like, what's up? What's going on? And she tells me that she came home and she went to go lay in her bed like a normal person would, and her entire mattress was soaked through in cat pee. Yeah. And she sent me a picture of it, and literally the entire mattress was just pee. And she said it soaked through like the comforter, and then like the sheets, and then the actual mattress. And this mattress was new. Like, she bought it for the apartment, so it was only like a year old, and now it was ruined. And she was like, what should I do? I don't know what to do. Like, what is going on? And I was like, you have to tell her that this happened. And she confronted her about it, and our roommate Haley, she basically said that it wasn't her problem, and that she told our other roommate to just like deal with it because it wasn't her issue. And she wasn't gonna do anything about it. She said that she didn't even offer to help clean it. She wasn't gonna offer to buy her a new mattress or even help her a little bit with a mattress, even 20 bucks, literally anything for even like new sheets, anything. And so she said that she wasn't gonna deal with it. Like, sorry, not sorry. And that was the first sign that we realized that she was insane, and she had no empathy at all for what happened, and that the fact that her cat peed all over her bed. And so we literally were like, okay, we don't want this cat living here anymore, because also with that too, during that time, the cat was like chewing away at our carpets, and so you could literally lift up the carpet, and then also on top of that too, the cat had peed in the carpets all over everywhere, the couch too. The couch was like disgusting as well. And so we literally talked and said, we are not gonna live with the cat anymore, and you also don't have the paperwork to say that she's an emotional support animal, meaning that like we can't do anything about it, so we don't want the cat living here anymore. So my roommate, her mom, she used to be a leasing manager in an apartment, so she helped us like write up this basically like a contract saying that we don't want the cat living here anymore, and we gave it to Haley, and she was like, if the cat goes, I go. So that happened, and we were like, okay, fine, we don't care. And so she left, but during the process of her leaving, made a very big deal out of the entire thing, and basically said that we ruined her life, and that's the true reason why she was leaving, and that we just messed her up. I don't know how that logic works, but that was her reasoning. And so she left, but during that too, she didn't clean up after herself, so we had to clean up all of her stuff. She also decided to throw away like a bunch of our food in the fridge just because she was petty. She pieced out, and then also during that time she was trying to find someone to sublease for her because she was still gonna have to pay her rent, and she posted like on our sorority Facebook page, and so then everyone knew like what was going on, and so then the entire chapter knew the drama. So that was cool too, loved that. But anyways, after that, we also had to deal with the water bill and then also like other things. So for our gas and electricity, that was entirely separate from our other bills, and so we could just split that between two people. But for the water bill, that was connected to our rent, and that was connected to the portal to pay our apartment, so she technically should still be paying the water just because it's like with the rent. And so we had this like whole ordeal with that. She was like, I'm not gonna pay for anything, I'm not gonna do anything, blah blah blah. But then eventually she decided that she was gonna pay it because she's the one who decided to leave. Okay guys, so this is a different day. This is literally the day after I filmed this, but I needed to come in and say this very important piece of information that I completely forgot about in my initial story time. So after she moved out from our apartment, I was actually in Plainfield, which is where I'm from, and basically before we moved in, she had offered for me to have her extra mattress that she had in a storage unit just sitting in San Diego. So I remember we were talking about the things that we needed to buy before we moved in, before junior year, and I was like, oh, I need to go and just buy myself a mattress for my room. And I wasn't asking for anything, and out of nowhere she was like, oh my gosh, I have an extra queen mattress, you can totally have it, my dad and I will move it in for you and it will be like all good, right? And so I used her mattress. I had it for the entire time that I lived there and like no problems at all. But when she decided that she was gonna move out and peace out, she was like, oh, and by the way, Emily, I'm gonna need that mattress back. Squeeze me. Literally, I was still in Illinois and she took the mattress while I was gone. And so I get off the plane, I go home, and I have no bed. So that's exciting. And then also our Wi-Fi, technically we all split the Wi-Fi evenly, but she was the one who like set up the account, so she easily could have just Venmo requested us each month and we could have just still paid it and like had Wi-Fi. She was so petty to the point that she took the Wi-Fi router and we had no Wi-Fi. So I would have to do everything at the library. I couldn't watch my TV anymore. Anything that I did at home on my laptop or anything on my phone, I had to use my data. I had to use my hotspot as well. So that was a tragedy. And so for 6 months, I slept on an air mattress. I did not have a bed for 6 months, and then we also did not have Wi-Fi. And then also she decided to take the microwave too, and our table and chairs as well. So I completely forgot about that in the story. I felt like that was a very important piece of information, but just wanted to butt in real quick. Hope you guys are liking the video so far. But yeah, slept on an air mattress for 6 months because of my amazing roommate. Love that for me. We lived in peace and harmony for 6 months, I believe, and then it was time for us to move out. So if you have ever been to the college Campanile apartments, you know that there's like a lot of storage space. We had like a closet in our living room. We had like all of the kitchen storage, like our storage cabinet, like a lot of storage. And then also in the hallway, there was a big hallway closet, and then there was 2 more closets, and then there was also storage up top as well. So basically a lot of places to put your stuff. And so we were starting to move out, me and my roommate, and we realized that she had left a bunch of stuff. And so we texted her and said, hi, we're moving out, like, do you want to like help? No response at all. That's great. And so we basically had to move out everything, which was a lot of stuff. I will insert a picture here. A lot of stuff. And it took us like the entire, like, multiple days, and we were like sweating. Our apartment had no air conditioning. We were dying. This was like July. So bad. And so our roommate didn't help us with that either. And then she also like sent a text and was like, are you guys done moving out yet? Like, why do you care? So that happened, and then we moved out. I found my new place. I was like, I'm done with Campanile for the rest of my life. We're over it. We're on to the next chapter. That's what I thought. So I moved to my new place, my amazing new place. I love it here. It's great. I have great roommates there. They don't cause problems in my life. I go home in August for a week to visit my family, and we get a letter in the mail from the apartment saying the security deposit and all of the charges that they had to charge for the damages done in the apartment. So our security deposit, basically, if a cat had never lived there, the 3 of us, we each should have gotten $100 back. So the security deposit would have covered the entire thing, and we each would have gotten $100 back. Well, because the cat had peed in all of the carpets, and they did a urine scan for cat pee and did their whole thing, they discovered that in every single carpet in the apartment, including the living room, their room, and also my room, because when I first lived there, I left my door open and then she came in and peed in my room too. We went over our security deposit, and let me tell you guys how much we owed. Here are all the texts from this drama that's about to unravel. So basically, what had happened is I received the final documents from the apartment with our security deposit and everything, and it looks like our security deposit was $800. Damages, it was $1,222, and we owed $421.41 because our security deposit did not cover it. The damages done to the carpet alone that they had to replace entirely because of her cat was $715, because they had to rip out the carpets and put in new ones, because you opened our apartment door and it was literally just the smell of cat urine. We never had people over, and if we did, they would always say that it just smelled like cat pee. That's how bad it was. And we received this like move out checklist thing, and basically without the damages for the cats, the total in damages would have been $507. So we would have gotten our security deposit back and life would have been peachy. But there was all of those damages, and so I texted that on Sunday, August 18th. August 20th, she still hadn't responded back, even though she had been posting on social media of that she was at a festival, she was going out, all of that stuff. She was not responding to our texts, and then I also tried to confront her on social media too through DM, and she wasn't responding either. And so then she said that her aunt died, but then there was no proof that that happened. And there's been times in the past where things like this happen, and then she said that something like her grandma was in the hospital, but then she lied about that to get out of sorority recruitment, and then just like a lot of lies. So like we couldn't trust her. And then this was August 20th, and so then we were like, okay, you can like deal with that, but we still need to deal with this because the apartment said if we don't get this paid, we are gonna get sent to collections. And so Monday, August 26th, we texted her again and we said, we've given your space and respect that what you're going through, but our bill will get sent to collection soon. Still nothing. This was August 20th, nothing. Saturday, August 31st, she still hasn't replied. And we basically say how it is frustrating that she's ignoring our texts. We still see her going out on social media, but she's not doing anything. September 2nd, I texted her again and said that we need to get this figured out because this isn't just gonna go away on its own. Monday, September 2nd, she finally responded and said that she's been really busy. And then she said that she feels like we're attacking her because we keep attacking her, okay? And then she said, as for the apartment, I have finally been able to discuss this with my parents. I do take responsibility for my cat. However, I asked you both if having a cat was okay, and you both said yes. That means you knew the risks of having a pet in the apartment. Anytime the cat peed or threw up, I always cleaned it up. Carpet cleaner and enzyme destroyer, and washed whatever I needed to. That's a lie because one time she threw up on our shower mat and then refused to buy us a new one, so then we had to get one ourselves. That's great. She may have put wear and tear on the carpet, but there was a lot of other things that ruined the carpet too. Our other roommate left the curling iron on all day when she wasn't home, and it burnt a little bit of the carpet, which they would have to replace. That's a lie because we pulled up the tenant's handbook in the California renting agreement thing, and basically if there's any little parts in a carpet that doesn't need, like, basically if it's in a little square, that's the damage. They're not gonna replace the entire carpet. That literally does not make sense. Along with other dirt from the carpet, I tried to clean those spots. No, she didn't. She never tried to clean. And they were not removable. I did not live there for the last 6 months of our lease, and I cannot attest to any damage that occurred after I left. Therefore, I think it is unfair for you to say that it was the cat's fault before being able to prove they wouldn't have had to replace the carpet anyway. Oh my gosh. Literally, after they did the cat scan and said that it was all positive that it was cat pee, and then we asked our leasing manager why they had to replace the carpets. Cat pee. They literally said that to us. And also, out of this too, because we should have gotten money back and the security deposit should have paid everything, she should be paying for the entire $421.41. But she refused. And she said, I will only pay for $170. The rest you may split amongst yourselves. Bro, I can't. I literally can't. And then we like tried to tell her that that's like BS, and then she never responded ever again. And then after that, we basically got like another thing in the mail with the charges, and she did pay that $170, but then me and my other roommate had to split the cost and have to pay it ourselves. So that was awful, and she basically just lied and can't take responsibility for her own actions, and now I don't know what happened to her. And then after that too, she blocked us on all social media, then she blocked both of our boyfriends, and then she blocked our best friends too, so like no one can see her Instagram or like anything. So that's pretty fun as well. So don't know what happened to her. It's fine. And yeah, haven't heard from her since. And that was the worst roommate experience I've ever had in my entire life. So just make sure that you guys like room with people who are like not psychopaths, because that's that. That is it for today's story time. I hope you guys just really enjoyed my reminiscing of just fun times, because those were just really great moments in my life and they were just so much fun. I loved it. It was great. Such a great time I had with her. I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave some comments down below if you've ever had a psycho roommate. I love to hear it. And then also let me know down below if you guys want to hear more story times or just crazy stories from my life or just college or anything. Then also make sure you go ahead and follow me on my Instagram at emilygmyint for all of my fun Instagram content. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you guys like my content and want to see more of it in the future. So that is it for today's video. It was quite a roller coaster. It was really fun. So much fun. So until next time, bye!